Welcome back with my friend.
Stefan.
And today we're actually gonna react to something that I found after I had this question. Because I was having a question by myself. I thought, how many dialects are there in the Philippines? And tons and tons. And I knew that already from my mom a while back. And of course, they know a couple. And people from here, I know actually, they know Ilocano and Visayas and Tagalog, of course. So only what I know is already 3. So let alone the stuff I do not know. So what I found was a video that explained the top 10 dialects of the Philippines. So we
top 10 most spoken?
Yeah. So we can dive in a little bit more. And there's like 100 million plus people in the Philippines. So I know there's tons of people speaking tons of dialects and
7,000 plus islands. So must be a lot of dialects.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just see what
Should
we
be
get.
Interesting.
If we get our answer of the question. So let's go.
Let's go!
Top 10 languages, so not really answering the question, but we'll see what the 10 is.
English, Spanish, Tagalog, Filipino.
Filipino.
Okay.
We're counting down the top 10 languages spoken in the Philippines.
Alright.
Know a couple, so
I know Tagalog and English.
At number 10,
I did not know this one.
Pangasinense.
Pangasinense.
Pangasinense is the language spoken in the province of Pangasinan and other nearby areas. There are about 2 million native Pangasinense speakers. It is one
nice.
of the major languages
That's
of the
cool.
Philippines that is taught and studied formally
Yeah.
in schools and universities.
Okay.
Si Tess. Manaayang makad Quezon City, Philippines. Manaayang makad Quezon City, Philippines.
What's this, a lesson?
Sinuebekla.
19 years old.
Sinuebekla.
I speak
Non
this
tombok
language.
laman. Bye.
Oh. It sounded like nonton, and that's in Indonesia.
Oh,
Watching. So thank you for watching. I think she said thank you for watching.
nice.
All right.
Yeah, I guess there are
that language kind of
similarities.
familiar. But yeah, let's continue.
Yeah,
At number 9, Chavacano. Chavacano
Bruh,
is
I
a
had no
Spanish-based
clue about
Creole
all this.
language spoken in the Philippines. The highest number of Chavacano speakers are found in Zamboanga City and in the island province of Basilan. A significant number of Chavacano speakers are also
all
found
the way
in
down.
Cavite City and
Buenos
Ternate.
días. Este día.
Buenos días.
Con ustedes na mi lenguaje Chavacano. Cheers. Hacerán usted simple and corto kasi kailangan yo manda con ustedes uwi si kilayo ta conversa na di mio lenguaje Chavacano. So sinasabi pa ustedes de Zamboanga gad iyo, Zamboanga City. So allá en Granda, allá en high school, grade school, high school.
Yeah,
High school,
English.
grade school.
English in between.
Yeah.
Taglish all over.
It sounded very Spanish, this one.
That's
more
exactly
than
what I was
the
thinking.
other
Yep.
ones.
Yeah, I
Well,
totally agree.
She started with Buenos Dias, but
Yeah.
everything in between was also
Bicol.
Bicol.
Number 8,
Go with one and then her.
Bicolano or Bicol language
Bicol.
is spoken in
Bicol
Bicol
language.
region. There are about 2.5 million native Bicolano speakers.
Ang mga kabataan mo niya na igwang inaagihan na estado kan sa indang buhay.
That's very dramatic.
Kung garo may
So I think he just took some
yaon alagad karumayo man gyud.
clips
Clips, yeah.
from different
Facts.
people.
Daw nagahanap bagong sasakyan.
Yeah.
After the first one, I thought it was kind of like
Aral daw ngalas.
learning the language.
All right.
It looks like high school or.
But why that clip?
university.
You don't hear anybody. All right.
Number 7, Kapampangan or Pampangueño. Pampangueño is spoken
Or
by
what?
2 1,900,000 Filipinos. This is mostly spoken in the northern part of the country, particularly Pampanga province.
So there are a
and portions
lot of
Bataan,
differences
Tarlac.
there over there in the top.
Ya ko nga pala.
Learned our 80 plus
Lilibet.
Yeah.
provinces, right?
Kaya kung Pampanga din nagul. Kaya Pilipinas. Dinta ko Kenny kasi asawa ko tagaya Kenny. Kenny, kinuha na ako. Tapos, dinta ko Kenny last year.
Tapos. Ano that?
It looked like there was a video clip of her still learning the language.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Interesting.
Waray. Waray is
Waray we have heard before.
in the Eastern Visayas, particularly Samar,
Eastern Visayas,
and some
okay.
parts of Leyte and Biliran province. The language name comes from the word often heard by non-speakers, Waray, meaning none or nothing in Waray. There are more than 3 million Waray speakers in the Philippines.
Send him the story of Vasco pagkoy Kim Chu.
Hi everyone!
So Kim, aram kami magwaray?
Maaram pero guti ay nala.
Gutiin na lang.
Yes.
So paano mo nahibaron magwaray?
So he
Naukuya ko ha Leyte in
Kuya?
Tacloban since birth.
Mo ito.
Yes.
since birth.
Yeah, there are some
Yeah.
similarities with Tagalog and Taglish, I guess.
Yeah.
Siyempre, mahusay yung duro.
Siyempre.
I
Number
mean,
5.
the guy knew Waray. How to speak
Hiligaynon,
Waray.
also known as Ilonggo, is spoken by 9.1 million people in Aklan, Antique, Bacolod, Capiz, Iloilo, Panay Islands, as well as North and South Cotabato in Mindanao. This language is distinct
Mindanao.
for having a sweet
Alright.
intonation.
So,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
There's like a big distance between
Yeah.
every-
language kag
Dua?
dialect. English, Tagalog,
Isa.
kag Ilonggo. Siguro balaan nyo man. Pero kung hindi, ako ang isa
dalawa is the
pinakadako
Tagalog
na
one.
fan ni Sarah Geronimo. Dako-dako. Like,
Sarah Geronimo.
basta dako. Dako.
Okay.
4. Ilocano.
Never heard that.
Ilocano is mostly
Ilocano.
Hey.
Oh yeah, that's
of
also
the
one I
country.
know.
The
Well,
language
not
is
how to
also
speak,
spoken
but I've heard before.
with Hawaii and California having the largest number of speakers. It is the third most spoken non-English language in Hawaii after Tagalog and Japanese, with 15% of households
Japanese.
speaking the language. There are about
15%.
10 million Ilocano speakers. It is the lingua franca.
Almost the whole
Yeah.
Netherlands.
Then, nalpas ko ngayon in kabelon ay White Korea. In cut ko lang, tagami nagtagari dagiti motor nga lumablabas. Ayan. So, moisturize ko lang yung skin kasi tapno man
Moisturize
met
skin.
pa nagkabil je
It did just rip some and
nag-weird na.
Makeup.
if it's Ilocano, then it's good.
Alright.
So that's the one I know of because of my mom is a Ilocano and the whole family actually is. We all spread out though, so everybody went somewhere else, and I think everybody also speak Tagalog just as a secondary as well, and English of course.
Yeah.
But it's like a normal. Is it normal? Like if you learn Ilocano that you also know like Tagalog? I guess so, but for me it's they all know it, so I think that's the what's happening. But for me, I'm just gonna study Tagalog. Ilocano is like far off in the distance. Not yet.
I think you get the furthest with Tagalog.
Yeah.
Number 3. At number 3, Cebuano or Cebuan, colloquially
Cebu?
known as Bisaya. Bisaya is
Yeah,
spoken
like
by
what I said,
21
yeah.
million Filipinos. It is a lingua franca of the Central Visayas, western parts of Eastern
think that's
Visayas,
Jessica.
parts of Palawan,
Yeah.
and most parts of Mindanao.
Look how big it is.
Ang nasad
Yeah.
ka, ang say ka ng what if na kay usahay ka ng what if na kay suon. Oo, of course, makauna jud ka if only
Oo.
child ka no. And syempre makauna ka sa mga possibilities.
Here, syempre,
What if na
oo.
kay suon sa
Like
kaya
English.
ang kuan kay pakaroon. Sa kaya ang kuan na sa ko kung kwarto, sa kaya ang feeling makishare, sa kaya feeling na kay feeling na kay kaaway, feeling na kay kastorya permi. Hindi ko guna-guna na.
It's funny how I try to pretend I understand what he's saying, but I have no clue.
English, or Philippine English.
All right.
English is one of the 2 official languages of the Philippines. It is part of the curricula from primary to secondary education, and because of that, many Filipinos write and speak fluent English. Even the least
I like that
educated
because
Filipinos
that
can
shows
speak
how
basic
globally
English.
oriented
I go on
Filipino
Twitter.
people
Why
are.
am I never on Facebook? Because Ernest Hemingway said, if you talk about what you really want to write and you bring it out as a rough draft, you will never write the formal one. Twitter has 140 characters. If I feel I gotta say it, I gotta say it. But I don't want to lose, the energy to write the full piece. I rant in Twitter.
So what can we expect in the next couple of
Rant
months?
on Twitter.
It's coming up. This is the most random bit ever.
Yeah.
Tagalog, or Filipino.
Of course.
Filipino is the national
Yeah.
language and one of the 2 official languages of the Philippines. It is the language used in the media. Local movies are almost always in Tagalog.
Yeah, okay.
There are about
Understand.
28 million native Tagalog speakers, which is more than a quarter of the total population of the country. Most non-Tagalog Filipinos have some basic level of understanding of the language.
Sinusulong nila yung Pilipinas as Pilipinas, no? F daw dapat. Bakit po?
Pilipinas.
Ayan, Pilipinas. At kung bagong Pilipinas, ano?
Patatanong
yung
natin
bagong
yung
Pilipinas.
Pilipinas.
Kasi nga po, yung pipo na Pilipinas,
Po?
kinakatawan po nito yung ating
Yeah,
There's a
Tagalog.
few things I do understand.
Noon pa po yun. Ngayon po, meron tayong bagong alphabet
It's over.
ng Pilipino. 1987 pa. Na yung meron tayong letrang F doon. Kasi dati sa
1987.
abakada, walang F, kaya ang ginamit, Pilipinas.
For more videos, click
Wala.
the like button and subscribe.
Anyways, nice. But
Interesting.
not really answered the question, but the question was a bit off, of course. So this was just a piece of the question we have, and now we at least know the top 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a few were similar, familiar with what I have known.
And still,
from others.
some sounded a bit like different, and some sounded more
Way different.
similar.
I got you. Like the one with the Spanish, I was thinking the same. Yeah, you're correct. In that
Somebody
one.
could tell me that was just someone talking Spanish.
Yeah, but what I did see were a lot of like young people. So the English is protruding through. Like
Yeah.
they keep on talking English
It
with
doesn't
it.
matter which dialect. Everyone
Use
does the
English,
Taglish.
yeah.
Well, not Taglish. The English. With Tagalog, it combines really
Easy,
well,
yeah.
but with the other ones, Cebulish.
Yeah.
Cebulish. Not
Doesn't work
gonna
like that.
No. So they all implement English in their
Yeah.
way of talking.
Might be the younger generation, honestly, also.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what it is with the sound barrier. Because I think the younger generation will use English more and more and more and
Yeah.
incorporate that in their own language. And then whatever dialect you have, you
Yeah,
use
I
that.
think that also raises the discussion: is it a good thing or a bad thing? Because you kind of lose your origin.
True.
But then again, you're more opening up to the world, I guess. And you still have some form of own identity from your dialect, because when somebody speaks your dialect, you know, oh, you're from the Visayas area, oh, you're from Mindanao area, and I think that's cool. And hopefully it doesn't pollute too much, if you know what I mean.
And exactly what you mean. It was,
He said it with the guy said it with Tagalog. What also raises a question with me, like a lot of people understand a certain level of Tagalog, but do you understand the dialects in between? Like, I understand you cannot speak a dialect from other side of the Philippines, but would you be able to understand it? You know?
I think, okay, there might be some. I think if you have that many, we only saw like 10.
Yeah.
Maybe that gets a bit blurry when you go like all 80 and go, this
Yeah.
this. I think with even Holland, we only are small, of the Netherlands, are only a small country, and we have like several different dialects, and it's easy for us to understand. But even I know, like in Limburg, like one province, there are like small dialects in between, and I can't understand the minutiae, like the small.
Or Fries, then we also need to focus a lot really understand what they're saying. So yeah, and I know from Indonesia, like my bahasa is on a decent level. I can small talk and that stuff. But when my family talks Javanese dialect, yeah, there are like 5 words, 10 words I understand, and I cannot understand what they're saying. So I wonder if maybe in the Philippines it's different.
You know, I'm really curious because I'm in the process of learning that whenever I go back to the Philippines and go back to Alcala, that I can understand them if they speak Ilocano. Or is it that different that I'm like completely lost again?
Actually, you want to learn Tagalog and Ilocano.
Yeah, but it's too much.
Yeah,
I won't
start
remember
with Tagalog,
both.
I guess.
But yeah, it raises interesting questions, and I have them as well. But we'll find new videos to answer them ourselves, and otherwise just use the comment section to help us out a bit. But we'll get there eventually with all the
some good information.
Yeah, it was
all
good.
in all. Yeah.
Bit of random pieces of video. It was funny though, but
that was a bit confusing at times. But
okay, I guess that's it for us. Until the next time.
Yes, thank you. Ciao.